Hey, everyone. Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. So I got one today that I might kind of do a voiceover and do some pictures and whatnot. It's super cold out today. I think right now it is showing 2 degrees. 2 degrees out, plus a wind chill. So it's like darn near -10 out, I think, today. And then by Lakeshore, maybe -20. They're saying with a wind chill. So perfect day to be out working on a gate operator. But I wanted to give you a little background story while I was driving. So one of the guys installed this gate operator and it's gotten hit. My semi truck took it out. It's only going to be here for like a year, and then either they're just going to get rid of it or they're going to move it to another location. Kind of a weird story. But what happened basically in a nutshell is he went a little too far ahead of himself. And I've done this, and I'm glad he's learning this because this is a great learning opportunity. Man, it looks like there's an accident up here. You want to see what happens when we're surrounded? We got a lot of drugs around this area where I got to go through. Let's take a look. Well, that was kind of uneventful. I seen everybody dodge off, which was the right thing to do, instead of going right through where the accident is and the cops and everybody's trying to do their job and detective work and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just stay out of their hair and take the back way here for a second. But anyways, so back to this job. He's going to do access control. Basically, he's got software inside. And then what happens is the new world that we live in, basically, nobody wants to work. So he tried calling other companies to have them help out resolve this situation, and they all said either they're too busy, they're not interested, and that's what happens. It happens a lot nowadays too, because it's hard to find good skilled labor. It's just hard to get roped into other people's stuff. Sorry, it's so bouncy. It's a really big problem nowadays. So I got to get kind of pulled into this to try to help. Where there was a little bit of a foobar, which I want this to be a learning experience for you guys. What I don't do is I don't like to use, so we have a Liftmaster keypad with a Linear product. Now, I understand why the Linear keypad it's on back order. But you know what? I find a lot of people, so I'm just going to say it, that don't do this, is you have to go online. If you got a vendor or something that tells you it's back order, don't just stop there. Just don't give up. Just don't freeze. Oh my God, they can't get it, right? That's what I see so many people do. I don't get it. You guys are holding in your hand, you're probably watching this from a smartphone. And I'm one of them too, but it's like we're dummies that use it. Just think outside the box. That's all you got to do, right? Look online, do your homework, look on eBay, look on Facebook, look on Craigslist, look on Google. Just look and see if you can find it. It's probably out there. It's a national back order from that vendor because maybe that vendor's out of them, right? But there's somebody that's got 3 of them stashed somewhere that wants to get rid of them in the world. So I just put that out there. I don't understand. I got stuff that's being built right now, and I had somebody ask me, go, what's the width of a dryer or a wash machine? Oh, it says right here, 27, 30, we'll say 30 inches, you know what I mean? It's all at your fingertips. It's so amazing. I don't know. I just go a little goofy about it. But anyways, we're going to go out there. We're going to take a look what we got going. Like I said, I might do some voiceover, get you some kind of concept of what's going on. But the reason you don't do it is because you need to be, you have to almost be sympathetic, right? So when you're talking to the tech support person, right? Because the tech support person is honestly sitting in a heated office or sitting at their home on the couch, right? They're sitting, they're not there, right? They're not out here like us, freezing, or the customer talking over you, or wires, or you forgot something, right? They're just sitting there, sir, I'm sorry, you don't, I don't understand, that's not our product, that's not going to work. And everybody's different. Everybody's different. So I like to have the same keypad, and I like to have the same software, you know, so that way you can act dumb and go, I don't quite understand. See, the thing is, it's like, it's your product and it's brand new. So, I mean, it's like a car, right? I always think of it, I go, okay, if I bought a car from a dealership, brand new, and I tore the motor out of it and the transmission, and I brung it back in, and I'm like, hey, I want warranty on this, they'd laugh at you, right? I mean, I'm obviously micro this down to small, but they'd laugh at you. They go, ha, 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 that's not our car. That's not our, what are you thinking? You changed it. So you need the same stuff so you can play dumb. And right now we found out, luckily they can remote in, which is excellent. So we just need more, we just need a couple bodies, you know, keypad. I've been here before. Back in the day when I used to deal with Digitech, oh my gosh. They used to have one guy for like 3 states. And then they wanted you to pay for a premium to have tech support. Oh, it was a nightmare. And I remember we had to have like 3 cell phones. Like we had to have a guy in the office where the computer is, the main computer. And I had somebody out in the field, which was me. And then we had like another one so we could hear the guy on voice or on, we shared, you know, or put it on speakerphone so we could both hear what was going on, what to press. So the technician had like 0 excuses to tell us what to do, because I couldn't drive there and put the guy on hold. It wouldn't work that way. It was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. All right, well, I got to get to this job. I'm going to be a little late, like 2 minutes. But I'm late. You should never be late. See ya.
You're able to, okay, well, I guess that's one step in the process, but I'll give them a call and then we will call you back. All right, thank you.
Woo! Real life, baby. Real life, man. It is so cold out. Oh my gosh. We had like the worst day to do this. I'm actually running to the store. I'm gonna go get some gel connectors because you've seen how there's wire nuts on there. I don't like wire nuts. And I absolutely do not, I'm not saying they're always like this, but for some reason, Liftmaster always uses the smallest wires up here in the freezing cold of Michigan. Liftmaster, I look at Liftmaster. Liftmaster is good for California, right? Somewhere warm, right? Where it's always like 70 degrees, sunny and shining. Not here up in Michigan where it's gloom and doom, a blizzard, hail, rain, and the rain comes from up above. It does. It comes from the ground, hits you in the face. Like from not up, it comes from up, it comes from down, up, every which way. From the side. Oh man, I can't stand Liftmaster when it comes to those keypads sometimes. Well, there's thin wires. So, I'm getting some wire, I'm getting some gel connectors. We're gonna get this baby, we got it running, so we're looking good. I'm happy for the guys. Definitely a victory today. Whew. All right, you guys, I just dropped off the gel connectors. The guys literally hooked the wires back up to the pedestal. And everything seems to be working fine. So what the trick was, and I still am going back, I'm holding true, baby, to the fact that you got to use the same products, right? I would have fought tooth and nail if I was 100% on that job to make sure I had a linear keypad and a linear software, you know, the hardware, the brain that you've seen on the cabinet door there. Because at least then the technician, because I could see right away that the technician on the phone stalled out with one of my guys. he stalled out. I could tell. He was like, oh, you're going to have to call Liftmaster, right? You know, and that's how it is. You know, it's like, what do they always call it? You know, pass the buck, you know, pass it on. So it ain't my problem. It ain't mine. You know what I mean? So they just pass it on. So he ended up calling. I don't think he actually talked to Liftmaster tech support. I think he ended up going in there and basically the signal, how do I explain this? Because I don't even quite, basically the signal it's sending is not the right signal because it's a widget. It's a widget. They're all widgets basically, but it's sending the signal and it's not sending it where the computer's reading it. It needs to be a different. So it was in the programming. This stuff can go really in depth. And so it really takes special people, which thank goodness I am surrounded with them. They're very smart. Sometimes we just, you know, two minds are better than one. That's all it was. So I took the keypad off. I wanted to make sure it was directly wired right to the hardware, that brain, so that way there was no confusion, you know, with tech support. And sometimes you just got to keep moving on these jobs. You just can't give up. You just got to keep trying, got to keep swinging, you know, and eventually you'll hit the ball. So anyways, guys, that was kind of the moral of the story of this job. Everything turned out great. It's running good now. I hope you learned something. Like I said, try not to mix them if you don't have to. And just because they say they're unavailable or on national back order doesn't mean there's not some little person out there in the world that might have it on eBay or out there. Always do your own homework. You know, just because somebody says you can't cross the road, you can still probably cross the road. Look both ways. Use common sense. You'll get a lot farther. Remember, common sense will take you very far in this life. So I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you next one. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.